Hello guys, you're welcome once more to MEPH. I'm your tutor Mr. Obuki, and if you're new to this channel, you're highly and highly welcome. Do well to subscribe to the channel and share the link of the channel to some students out there. Alright, so let's get right into today's question. It says solve for x. For a, we have 3x squared plus 5x is equals to 0. So from our previous work, we can see that when we solve, this problem, we are supposed to have two solutions for the value of x. So what am I going to do? So in this problem, now since, okay, we have the quadratic in this form, so we have it as just ax squared plus bx is equals to 0. So since we have it in this form and we don't have c in this case, so we can factorize and look for what is common. So what is common here I can see is x. So I'm going to bring out x, okay, and divide 3x squared by x and plus 5x. I'm also going to divide by what x, which is equals to 0, right? So this will cancel 1 here. So we have x multiply, we have 3x here left, all right, plus, now x will cancel x here is 1, 1, so we're left with 5 is equals to what, 0. Now, having gotten that, we have to remember this is like saying a times b. So a times b is equals to 0. So it means a is equals to 0 or b is equals to 0. So now I have to use that quadratic condition to solve further. So here it means our a is equivalent to x, so we can say x is equals to 0 or 3x plus 5 is equals to 0. So let's solve 3x plus 5 is equals to 0 for x. So that is going to give us, we have 3x plus 5 equals to 0. So I'm going to subtract 5 here and also subtract 5 here. So plus 5 minus 5 is 0, so we're left with 3x, which is equals to 0 minus 5 is still minus 5. Now I'm going to divide this by what? 3. Divide this by 3. This will cancel out this. So our x, the first value of x, which is also a solution, is equals to 0. And the second value of x is what? We have minus 5 over 3. If you want, you can still leave it in what? You can still leave this improper fraction to what? Mixed fraction. So we have one whole number. We have 2 over what? 3. So this and this gives us the solution to the first problem. So the two values of x are, we have x is equals to 0 and x is equals to minus 5 over what? 3. Now let's solve the second problem. Now for the second problem B, we have, we can rearrange it such that we want to make the right, to become 0. Remember the general form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So we want to write all this in this form. So it's going to be 4x squared. Okay. Now I'm going to subtract this from both sides. So I have minus 4x. Okay, remember we have plus 1. So it's equals to what we have 4x minus 4x. So making this side 0, we subtract 4x from it and also put our 4x here. So we have 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now you can see it has look like the general form of quadratic. So I can realize my a here is 4, so a is 4. Our b here is minus 4, so b is minus 4. And our c is what? Equals to 1. Now, the next thing is my a times c. So it means 4 times 1. So a times c means 4 times 1, which is equals to what? 4. Now, from that, we can now look for the factors, with which we are going to use and replace this. So the factors of AC, which is 4, I think the best two numbers are 2 and what 2. So we are going to use 2 and 2. So we have 4x squared. Now what sign? So what are we going to put here? Is it plus or minus or minus or plus? Now I know that minus 2, okay? Minus 2 gives us what? Minus 4. So I'm going to use actually minus 2x minus 2x to represent this or replace this. Plus 1 is equals to what? 0. Now from that, we can now what? Factor out. So we want to factor out what is common here and what is common here. Now I can see that from this, okay, 2x is common. So I'm going to divide 4x squared by 2x. And I'm also going to divide minus 2x by 2x. Okay? Now for this part, we can simply say minus. Since we don't have, we can say 1 is common because 1 can multiply 2x is 2x and 1 can multiply 1, so we can use minus 1. So we divide our 2x by 1. Now, since here is plus and we have used minus 1 here, we are going to use minus here. Remember when you are doing quadratic, this, when you're factorizing at this point, the sign here and the sign here must be what the same. So we have this as minus 1 divided by 1, which is equals to what? 0. Now from that step, we can now what? Cancel out. We are going to have, this is 2x, okay? Multiply. So this will cancel 1 here. This will cancel, this is 2. So we have 2x, okay? Minus this will cancel itself is 1, 1. So we have 1 because 1 divided by 1 is 1. So we have minus 1 and we have 2x minus what? 1 is equals to 0. This divided by this is 2x, this divided by this is 1. Now from this point you will notice that this is common. Alright, so I'm going to factor out this. So we have 2x minus 1, which is this. Then in brackets, okay, if we use this to divide all this, we are left with what? 2x. And if we use this to divide all this, we are left with what? Minus 1, which is equals to 0. So from this, you can observe that this is still the same. So it means we can say 2x minus 1 all in brackets square is equals to 0. Okay. So from that, we can now be able to find the value of x. Okay. But we can see that the two values of x are going to be the same because this is the same as this. Alright. So all we need to do is we can solve just 2x minus 1. All in brackets square is equals to 0. So what do I do to be able to find the value of x? Okay, I'm simply going to take the square root of both sides. Okay, so we have, you don't want to put your plus minus here because the square root of 0 is still 0. So this will take out the 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So we have 2x minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0 plus 1. Okay, so we have 2x here minus 1 plus 1 is 0, which is equals to what? 1. Divide both sides by 2. This will cancel out this. So our x is equals to half. So the two values of x, okay, in this quadratic is such that x is equals to half. So in this case, we just have one solution because the second solution is still the same as the solution we have. So we can just represent this or write that as the answer. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you do, to subscribe, leave a comment too. I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye.